Welcome, everybody. This is the final hour of the SDG Innovation Challenge 2020, the maiden challenge, the maiden activity, the maiden event that co-hosted by Melton Foundation, Grassroots Hub, Youth Advocates Ghana, Tech Farm Ghana, and also Unleash. We're thrilled to have you on board. Participants are still joining the session, but nonetheless, we get started. And to give you a quick glance of what we'll be having for this session, or what we have prepared for this session, I'm sharing this overview slide. And with no further ado, I would like to invite my colleague Francis Ametepe, from representative of Youth Advocates Ghana and convener of the African Youth SDG Summit, to come on stage and graciously direct the opening words to the audience. Thank you so much, Francis.
All right, Lars, thank you so much. My name is Francis Ametepe. I am a member of the African Youth SDG Summit Secretariat, and also I work with Youth Advocate Ghana as their social media and communication officer. I bring to you all greetings from partners for this maiden SDGs Innovation Challenge. It is very good to meet all of you. And let me say a big congratulations to all of you for the hard work, the creativity, innovation, time, and energy invested during our 50 hours virtual innovation marathon. What a journey it has been. It is our ambition to continue this tradition into the future. I want to commend our SDG innovators for their team building spirit among themselves over the past 3 days. I know it was not easy, but you've all made it, and I can't wait to see the winning ideas. Indeed, COVID-19 pandemic has exposed us to technology, and that is why we encourage you all to continue to use tools like Slack to identify to critical issues, health and well-being, provision of quality education, industry, innovation, and infrastructure collaboratively as we work on this particular journey. The SDGs Innovation Challenge was only the beginning, and we hope the insight and the experiences from it will serve you in the future to bring about the changes we all want and need to see. I also look forward to see some of you in the finals on the 5th of November during the African Youth SDGs Summit. I want to thank our well-experienced judges for honoring our invitation to be part of this process, and to the mentors who will be providing technical advice and mentoring services to our winners. Thank you all, and have a productive session ahead.
Thank you very much, Francis, for the opening words. This is certainly a great launch into the roundup session, into the grand finale. And I guess we're all curious to actually know what happens at the judging panel and who our judges are, who will be assessing the solution ideas that have emerged out of this SDG Innovation Challenge. So with no further ado, allow me to pass over to my dear colleague Emmanuel Marfo with the introduction to the channel, to the judges, to the judging panel, excuse me. And well, we're curious to know who is on that panel. Over to you, Emmanuel.
Hello, everyone. Thank you. Lars, thank you, everyone. This evening, I'm happy to announce to our innovators, the judges for the SDG Innovation Challenge. Today, we're going to have 4 judges. They are all on the line. We have one of our judges, because of time difference in India, not able to join. And so I'm happy to tell you more about where our judges are coming from, what they are working on, and their experiences, to also inform the next stage of the challenge. I will start with the picture we have. Oguto is the first person on the picture. Then I want to little brief about Oguto, and then I'll move to the second person. So innovators, mentors, then team tonight or this evening and morning to others who are also in different time zone. Oguto Gatrid is a co-founder and strategic development advisor for Grassroots Hub. He is a leading host and consultant working and supporting people from government agencies, organizations, and startups by way of fostering learning abilities and collective intelligence for understanding and collaboration. For the past 15 years, Oguto has been learning from and contributing to learning processes, design, conflict mediation, social innovation networks, and organizational development. You are welcome, Oguto, to our panel.
Thank
Oguto,
you.
are you there?
I'm here.
Great.
Sorry.
Perfect. Great.
Thank you, Emma.
Thank you. So the next on our list for the panel is Sylvia. Sefakon Seno. I want to give brief about her as well. She's the lady going to be in our midst tonight. Sylvia is also a passionate youth advocate with a desire to be part of the solution to the myriad of challenges that face the world. She's an active citizen who works to identify community problems and design targeted solutions to create positive impact. She has extensive experience in research and development work. Her work experience with the National Development Planning Commission, NDPC in Ghana, the Institute of Statistical, Social, and Economic Research, and then the United Nations Development Program, Ghana has presented her opportunities to build her capacity and contribute in the area of planning, policy, research, advocacy, extractives, and effective development, cooperation, and youth. He has made technical input into Sustainable Development Goals Report, Millennium Development Goals Report, Human Development Report, ADRs, Development Frameworks, African Economic Outlook, Project Evaluation Report, and publications bordering macroeconomic human development. Sylvia has facilitated national and subnational consultations on how to effectively implement in a local level the Sustainable Development Goals and has advocated the SDGs on a number of platforms. Sylvia holds a master's degree in economics from the Roto State University, Roto State Economic University in Russian Federation, and currently working as an economic analyst and a youth focal person with the United Nations Development Program in Ghana. She is a Christian and believes that service to humanity is the best way of life. I want to welcome Sylvia to the panel.
Thank you, Emmanuel.
You're welcome, Sylvia.
Hello. Thank you, Emmanuel. Indeed, I believe service to humanity is the best work of life.
Hello.
Yes, hello. Can you hear me, Emmanuel? Hello? Can you hear me?
Wonderful. Thank you very much for accepting. Great. Okay. So now I move to the next on the list is Dr. Sisra. He also as part of the panel, and a little about him. I will also want to share a brief about Dr. Who is a senior researcher and a lecturer at the University of Kassel, Germany. Doctor contributed to the United Nations World Water Assessment Program, and he is an expert reviewer in the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. He's an expert reviewer for many reputed international journals. Dr. Sisra is a member of Water Quality Task Force at the International Water Resource Association. He has been working with the Unleashed team as a facilitator since 2018. I think then when I met him the second time, yes. He published numerous research papers and journal articles. His research and working interests are water resource management, land management, environmental governance, disaster management, risk assessment, and local governance. I am humbly and happy to welcome you, Ms. Dr. Siswa, to the team.
Thank you very much, Emmanuel. And it's really a great pleasure to be with you, these innovative peoples, and looking forward to listening, not only judging, but listening these innovative ideas. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you very much. And the last on our list, I think, because we cannot introduce one of our panel's judges who is not in our midst, I may say brief about her so that at least we can get to know about her as well. But the last person to be introduced to, who is also on the line, is our key partner for the SDG Innovation Challenge, Unleash. So it's coming from Unleash. Giggle Pepper is a resourceful entrepreneur, innovative, strategic, and designer who has over 5 years of experience in creating programs, innovations, and sustainability for early stage ventures, corporates, NGOs, and universities. He's currently leading the innovation program at Unleash, including Unleash Plus, a 6-month pre-incubation acceleration program to support teams developing solutions to address sustainable challenges. And the Unleash Hack, Solution Innovation Lab, co-organized with a network of over 3,000 alumni to solve problems at their source. I'm sure some of you might have participated in the Western Hack organized in Ghana. He previously organized startup competitions in 15 African countries with 6-star award and ran a network of co-working space in 20 plus countries with seat space. Pardon. Gregory holds a MSc and MA in global innovation design from Imperial College, the Royal College of Arts, Tsinghua University, and Nanyang Technological University. I am happy to also introduce to you Gregory, who is our partner, and he's also in our midst today. Good evening, Gregory.
Good evening, everyone. It's really, really great to be here. I'm honored to be part of this panel, surrounded by some really brilliant people and some familiar faces. So yeah, just really excited to read a bit about your solutions, or at least get to know them more. Really, really looking forward to that. And yeah, just look forward to interacting with you where possible.
Super, perfect. Thank you so much. Good. So on that note, I think I'll just say brief about our judge panel who is not in our midst tonight, just for us to know a little about her. So just quick one. Aishata is a communication media and content professional with 3 years experience in strategic communication planning, knowledge dissemination, and outreach to key audience. She's a computer science engineer for BMS College of Engineering and has worked with news media houses, tech startups, social impact organizations. Aishta has also successfully run her storytelling for change blog with over 2,000 readers. She joined the Melting Foundation as a fellow in 2015 and has been actively engaged in communication outreach for global conferences and events ever since. So she's our 5th panelist, and she's not in our midst because of time difference. We are happy to also welcome her on board. So we want to give a short brief time for our panelists or judges to maybe give some few remarks regarding their connection to the processes and whatever information they have already as they went through the ideas coming from the team. So maybe I will start from the last person who was introduced to the first. So Gregory will start, if it's possible, to give a little brief about remarks about what the situation is and some experiences so far.
Thank you very much, Emmanuel. So I think for me, I can just make a few remarks in general about sort of my connection to this, and maybe just a few tips and thoughts that I have for teams in general. Still, looking forward to actually reviewing all the solutions going forward. And so I'll just make a couple of remarks. First thing I just wanted to mention is that actually I was in Accra in 2015, and so it's just lovely to kind of be connected again with Ghana. Haven't been out to Grassroots Hub yet, but I'm sure I will one day.
Wow.
So I'm sure I'll be there one day. But anyway, so just
great.
Some things that I wanted to share for all of you is that I think
Yes.
So I think what you did until up to date on this marathon that Lars was mentioning, 50 hours of getting really as much as possible into creation of solutions, which I think is an amazing process. I know it's not easy, so congratulations for getting through that. And I just 3 words going forward, 3 little tips that I thought I would share for all of you. The first thing is this is a long process, regardless of what happens at the end of this whole challenge. You're going to want to be able to take these solutions further. And to do that, I think it's really important to actually take care of yourselves as people and to make sure that you're really living a life where you can, be healthy and be able to actually contribute to your solution. So take care of yourselves along the journey. The second thing I wanted to say is, you're going to be working with people all the time, whether it's your team or whether it's just people that you're going to meet through these types of challenges and all these networks. But get to know people, take time to get to know people, listen quite a lot and share with them. It's amazing how much you can gain from that. And the third thing I just wanted to say is have courage. I know that getting to your solutions and getting them this far has taken courage to even participate in a challenge, but it's something that you will need to also keep using going forward if you want to test your solution, get partners to join you and rally with you. So just be mindful that it's not easy for anyone, but if you believe in yourself and you actually apply courage to what you do, you can get really far. So yeah, that would just be my few remarks to you. And as I say, I can't wait to actually go through everything and make a decision together. Thank you.
Thank you, Gigoy. Thank you very much. I think I may dump Dr. Cicero because he will touch a bit about the criteria for the judging as the chair for the panel. So I may want to jump to Sylvia to also give some few remarks.
Yeah, hello. Good evening to all of us.
All right.
I'm very happy to be invited to be part of this judging panel. I have to say, it's not the first time I'm doing such a thing. And I'm quite super excited because this one is a bit different from what I'm used to or what I've done so far. I have to to just give a bit of a background. Last year, I championed an innovation challenge called the Youth Innovation for Sustainable Development in Ghana. And it was done across the whole regions of Ghana. What we did was to get innovations from young people, and then we awarded them 5,000 USD together with business development support and an opportunity really to grow their business. And I have to tell you, it's been really rewarding for the 16 innovators that we awarded in this challenge. And so when I heard about this being an ideathon, I'm like, whoa, well, this is a marathon, but I'm hoping that once again, the exuberances and the creativity of young people will be brought on board for us to see what they have and possibly get something new going in terms of solutions that we can develop to tackle the myriad of issues that we have confronting us as a nation, one, as a world, two, or as even a continent, three. So I'm very happy. I want to encourage all of you that the perspective with which I'll go into this exercise is the fact that we are talking about the SDGs. And so in designing your solutions and in putting forward your solutions, I want you to think about the 5 Ps of the SDGs. If you know that the SDGs is about what? People. So in all your solutions and your considerations, give it a thought about the fact that you are designing the solution to actually affect the lives of human beings on this world. Secondly, we know that the SDGs is about what? The planet. So I'm going to go into this exercise thinking that whatever solution you are proposing should actually be gentle or should be kind to the planet on which we live, because in actual sense, the planet is all we have. If we do not have a planet, we do not have anywhere to call home. We do not have anywhere to call a place we are living. So I want you to give considerations to the planet. Thirdly, I want you to understand that the SDGs is about prosperity. Yes, prosperity. Human beings, we aspire to prosper. And so in your considerations, make sure that you are doing this to eliminate anything that brings down the dignity of human life and gives prosperity to the human being. Fourthly, you should also know that the SDG is about peace. So I'll be happy to see any solution that guarantees peace in the world, that fosters peace in the world. And then lastly, I'll be looking also at, aside all the criteria, of course, that will be given, I'll be looking at partnerships. And so when I heard about the fact that all participants have been put together in a room for them to talk and then form their team, co-create their own teams, I was like, wow, this challenge promotes partnership, and the SDGs is about partnership. So it will be good to reflect how your solutions are going to foster partners, or how your solutions are going to leverage partners and partnerships to deliver the results we are all looking for. So with these very few words, I look forward to really digging in deep into the innovations that you're going to present, and hopefully the best ideas win. And I would like to end on this note that my boss or my supervisor always likes to say. He always tells me, Sylvia, money is not the problem. Money is not the problem. The only thing you need to bring out is good solutions. Once you have good solutions, good ideas, we are good to go. We'll find the money. So this is my word of encouragement to you all, that don't think so much about the money. The most important thing you should have now is a very good idea developed to a stage that is ready for the support that can be put to it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sylvia. Very good idea. Money is not a problem. Thank you so much. And then I'll pass on to Augusto to also share some feedbacks. If you're also ready.
Yes, thank you, Emma. Sorry, guys, I'm in the open area, so I need to use a mask. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Go ahead.
Okay. So thank you for the invitation. I was in Ghana in 2016 within the Impact Journey, where we helped Emmanuel and his partners to launch the Aggressive Hub. And since then, I have been watching and helping from distance, but very proud of the work that's being done. And also very happy for the movement on the ecosystem of innovation and social impact around Ghana. So I would say that as a professional that works with development, it's very important that we see solutions as part of a larger process. So when we work with development, we always say is that every solution brings new problems. So there is never a fixed state where a solution is complete. So it's very important that we think in terms of processes, and also to realize that we are coming to a time where connection and networks are very important. So as the other judges said about being in touch with people, we understand that this is a human process, and we are doing this for the benefit of ourselves, our communities. Is a very important mindset to take into account. So I'm very happy to be here and yearning to hear from all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Oguto. So, and then on the last on our list is Dr. Sisa, who is the chair for the panel. I'll give remarks, including the Doc, you're still muted.
I think it's now okay.
Yes, yes, okay now. Thank you. Yes, please.
Great. Thank you very much for giving the opportunity, and also I'm happy to work with our judging teams. And as we judges, actually, this session and this whole your effort, 15 hours that you put your all energy to work with this collective action and coming up with the amazing solutions, amazing maybe proposals and then stuff. So we are going to having actually to listen what your ideas as well. And meantime, we have to judge you because so you will have a place to go for further and presenting in African Youth Delegate sessions. So I will just give in brief information about or the guidelines about how we are going to evaluate you. So first we are going to think about, I mean, we are looking at the degree of innovativeness. So in that, so what we are talking about, they identify the proposals and how the proposal is novel in the process of to reaching the innovative solutions, and especially if you're looking at the SDGs and how these SDGs and how your innovative idea connect the ecosystems and ecology and human systems and socioeconomic systems and new technology, the whole bunch of stuff. So how you connect that the areas and how you connect it with other further approaches of SDGs, not looking at one SDG, and what are the interconnection with the other SDG as well. And the second criteria that we are going to judge you, it's implementation of potentiality. So here that we are trying to understand of how your the project, how your implementation is viable to become a solution. And here we're trying to deep into that and to understand and in this your idea and the collective idea having some kind of like the further entrepreneurial approaches, or it's some kind of like the social value creation and giving a contribution to the policy sector or the social sector, and also, as I mentioned, the economic development, and what is the implementation potentiality. So that is the second criteria that we are going to address. And then the third one is transformative potentiality. So here we're trying to understand, we know that this is the shorter time, and 50 hours you don't make any tangible equipment. This is not time to make any equipments or any solutions, but this is kind of like the ideation stage could be, and this kind of like could be you are drafting a proposal together. So therefore we know that this is the challenge is time and challenge is technology, working with the 50 hours. So we taking account to that considerations and these constraints, and we try to find out the solutions, how and how bold the solution that innovates the significant impact to systems. I mean here and that aim the deep pragmatic shift, and could this your solution I mean contribute to certain type of changing of thinking a certain sector and certain idea and so-called paradigm shift, and it is a part of that, not a large scale but at a small scale, and how and what level of your proposal will state. And then fourth criteria that we are going to address is that collaborative potentiality. So here actually as our other members mentioned, as the SDG is about the society and about the human, and meantime we are talking about ecosystems as well. So and how your proposal and your solution community driven, and it could be a community driven solution. and that idea could be foresee the multi-stakeholder participation. And because you will be dealing with not only the politicians, you could not only dealing with community members, but you are dealing with many technicians, you have to deal with different type of stakeholders, and how what degree that you consider this multi-stakeholder capacity and community engagement in your proposal, in your solution. And the fifth criteria that we are going to talk about, the team diversity. There are two types of team diversity. That means that as you team, you are coming from different background, different interdisciplinary. I mean, you are coming with disciplinaries, and your cultural background could be, your technical background and knowledge background could be different. So here we are trying to identify that how you mingle that your different capacities into your teamwork, and as well as in other side that we try to understand and how in your multidisciplinary perspective take into that process in your solution process that we are also going to evaluate. And the sixth category is that presentation quality. So definitely it is you are going to pitch that in your YouTube uploaded video. So you have a limited time, and how you use this limited time to present that your whole idea to audience. As we, for example, think about that people who hear that and who judges don't nothing about that. They are not expert on the subject area. How you could bring that your idea within your limited time to get the attractions from this judging committee and as well as other participants. So this is the one of the key part of your presentation quality. So how you make the slides and how your presentations and in quality as well. And so that's a kind of part. And it's not only the presentations, but as well as I mentioned, there are other criteria we are going to consider in our evaluation. So we will have amazing experts in our panels and who are going to work with together the next couple of days and giving fair and good judgment at the end. Emmanuel, over to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Doctor. Just to add up, the judges are going to start assessment from 29th and end on 2nd November. So I am hoping that we're going to receive good feedbacks from our judges, and you're also going to be happy. I'm seeing our mentors joining, and I understand that there are others who are also listening to us via Facebook Live. So I'm happy to pass on the next to, I think because of time, I now want our team to take over. Lars, would you take over from here?
Absolutely, yes. Thank you so much, Emmanuel. Thank you so much to the judges on the panel. It's been a pleasure. It's been inspiring listening to you, and I guess I am sure that the results of your work will speak for itself, and that we will be able to identify the strongest and most feasible, most disruptive ideas going forward. Now, with that said, we're coming to an end, and literally coming to an end of our 50 hours innovation marathon. We're just 15 minutes away from locking in the 50 hours mark. So I think this is a process that has been dreary sometimes, that has been complex, that has been frustrating at times. We passed through 6 stages throughout the 50 hours virtual innovation marathon, starting out with team formation, which, as you now know, never has been easy, but in the virtual space is even more challenging because there's, different time zones at work. Communication and face-to-face also is much more limited, and at the same time there's great opportunity to actually form teams that are beyond our immediate reach if we engage in this in the virtual space also. Then moving on into the next stage, into the empathizing, using the design thinking methodology as base, so to say. Tapping the heart and soul and the body structure, skeleton, as you want, of the problems that you have set out to tackle, moving into the defining stage, being more clear and more precise about what it actually is that you want to do, then moving on into the, I usually can't consider this to be the most fun part, the ideating part, where it's really a lot of creativity and a lot of, you know, great ideas, brainstorming, coming together of, okay, moving from problem space, shifting into the solution space, and then of course, you know, prototyping, testing as the sequential series. So all of these 6 phases were part of the SDG solution, SDG Innovation Challenge. Sorry, and I'm quite aware that not everybody, not all participants were able to manage to go through the 6 stages, because 50 hours is a limited time. And I would like now to take the next 10 to 15 minutes to use the time among participants, among anybody interested really, to do a well, if you want to connect with ourselves and do a brief reflection of and sharing of, you know, the experience that we all, that has united us for the past 50 hours, and I am sure and I hope will keep uniting us going forwards, because we're all here for the same reason. We want to make change, we want to see change, and hence it is important to decompress, to reflect, to talk about the experience, because then only can learning flourish and sink in. Hence, there are 2 questions or 2 things that we're interested in. The first one is related to your experience, very generically speaking, over the past 50 hours or 49 hours and, let me check, 48 minutes, so to be precise. So we will do the first section in breakout groups. So that is what I'll do. I will very briefly stop to share screen and will assign all of us into random breakout groups. I know, particularly for the judges, you are free to step out, but you're certainly more than welcome to participate and listen in, because I think it's just as much a good experience and a good also connection to see what has happened. So in these breakout rooms, you will be in smaller groups. You will be together in smaller groups and have about not more than 10 minutes, between 5 and 10 minutes. We'll see how the conversation goes, to share your experience very randomly. And please be sure that one person in your team can come back and give us a 30-second snapshot of what the conversation was like. Okay, so that is the first round, and the second round is about talking about, you know, the learning experience, reflecting, etc. What are important lessons that you've learned, that you've taken forward from the SDG Innovation Challenge? And this is something that where we'll take a minute of silence and use the Zoom chat to actually type out the question. I will repeat the instructions going forward, but I wanted to make sure that we're all on the same page before we start. So I will stop sharing screen so that I can actually activate breakout rooms. And hold on, give me 1 second. So we will have 5 different breakout rooms, and as I'm opening the rooms, I will send to you again the instructions, which you just saw on the screen. And please remember, one person from the team, whenever we close the breakout rooms, I will keep you posted and updated in the meantime. When we close the breakout rooms, one person should come back with a brief snapshot, with a brief reflection or summary of the conversation in your room. Okay. Heads up, I will be staying in this plenary, which means that if you're not comfortable in your group, or if you would want to step out, feel free to come back. I'll be around. I can help you to move to a different breakout group. Whatever it is, I'll be here so that you're not left alone, so to say. I hope the instructions are clear. You have a little more than 5 minutes. I'll be opening the breakout rooms, and which means that you'll be moving into your rooms. You have to accept the invitation, then you'll be moving in your rooms. And then please get the conversation started on the first question about your experience within the past 50 hours of the SDG Innovation Challenge. Remember, one person should come back 30 seconds, not more, with a snapshot, with a quick summary of what the conversation was like. Okay, and with that said, I will be opening rooms now, and hope you have a great conversation. See you in a bit on this forum. Well, slowly but surely, everybody's coming back into the forum. We'll give it another second to be sure that everybody has had the opportunity to come back from the breakout rooms. I hope the conversation was insightful, fruitful. I know it's never enough time to have a good reflection conversation or a deep conversation. 10 minutes are just not enough. But nonetheless, just like the SDG Innovation Challenge, it's a starting point. It's a starting point because we know that the journey continues, and we really, really hope also that this was an ignition to explode your networks, to connect with colleagues that you didn't have the chance to meet or connect beforehand. And well, I guess everybody's back in the plenary room again, and it is my joy and my pleasure. I used to say this earlier, and some of you may be a little tired of it, but here it goes again. I'm a very curious person, probably one of the most curious persons in the world. And I certainly want to know what happened in the spaces where I couldn't be and observe and be part of the conversation. So I invite the designated speakers from the different breakout rooms to briefly come forward. Volunteers first, because of course I have no idea of knowing who is the designated reporter or sharer, or however you want to call it. Volunteers first. I see Justin raising the hand, so I assume, Justin, that is you. Please feel free to quickly introduce yourself, where you're calling from, and of course what the conversation for the team were briefly. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, good evening. I'm Justice Mukaro from Zimbabwe. I was in breakout room number 3. Our discussion revealed that East Africa, we are facing the same problems in terms of the economy and everything else. So in order to counter these problems, we have to be united so that we come up with a generic solution to the whole continent and the globe at large. That was pretty much the important lesson from what we did. And the next one was that we got to network with each other, and across our different tribes and countries and everything and ethnicities, we managed to unite and bring up global solutions. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Justin. And on behalf of Breakout Room 3, great feedback and very concise summary. You set the tone for the other 4 breakout groups to follow. So please, Breakout Room 1, 2, 4, or 5, volunteers are welcome. Feel free to unmute and introduce yourself, and of course the conversation had, summary of the conversation had. And like Justice, I encourage you when you're speaking to put the camera on so that we can actually put a name, put a face to the name, and also face to the voice if your network allows, of course. But so volunteers first or next.
Okay.
All right.
Breakout room number 4. Okay. Greetings to you all. I was in breakout room number 4, and my name is Uriah Kakari. I'm in Ghana and an SDG enthusiast. So in our breakout rooms, we had ideas and we shared experiences from the 50 hours engagement we had. And from the conversation, it came up that when the 50 hour has been very educative, very challenging, and it helped in some new things for growth and sharing perspective. It also has challenged us in forming teams and team role, as some people in some team found it rather difficult coming up with some ideation, and also role playing. A lot more people are very reluctant in contributing, but getting to the end, there was that cooperation. And also getting teams to agree on ideas was kind of a challenge in the beginning, but going ahead, it's been very helpful. And the 50-hour marathon has been a very good place to challenge oneself, to learn more and have different perspective. So that's the little we got from the breakout session, and we're glad to be part of this. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Uriah. great feedback, and I think many of us in this call, in this session, on this forum, participants share the feeling and share the sensation. So it's good to pin it down, and at the same time, you know, transform problem into solutions, which apparently you also came to being. Thank you so much for sharing. We're yet to hear from breakout room 1, 2, and 5. So please, volunteers, whoever goes next, the stage is yours.
Hello, this is Adiza. Yeah, I was with team 2, room 2. Yeah, so we from the 50 hours virtual challenge. What the challenges we faced were poor internet connection, and I'm sure it's almost everywhere. And also, secondly, the time difference. Sometimes you put in a message in the team or in the WhatsApp group, and then before you get a reply or response, it takes time. You know, sometimes the person is working, or time difference. And also, thirdly, agreeing to work as a team. You know, it's amazing. We all from different backgrounds. We all have beautiful ideas, but you have to forgo your idea to decide on another person's idea. And this has really helped me understand team working. You understand? And it's something that I'm very happy that I joined the challenge, because at the end of the day, I know what team working is. I have to forgo what I love to accept someone else's project. And it's something that I'm really happy that it has given me the opportunity to learn. So I thank you, and I think that's it for now.
Thank you so much, Adisa. Great feedback, very thoughtful insight. One question, where are you calling from, Adisa? I think that was the one thing you missed in your introduction.
Oh, sorry, I'm calling from Ghana.
From Ghana, perfect. Great. Much appreciated. All right, thank you so much. We have 2 more breakout rooms, 1 and 5 to go. And like before, the stage is yours. Feel free to unmute yourself and come on board.
Okay. Hi, everybody. This is Linda Nsifo, calling in from Ghana, and I was in breakout room 1. So my colleagues and I shared our general view about the SDG Innovation Challenge, the fact that it's a 50-hour marathon, and for most of us, it was a new experience. You know, trying to come up with an idea within a very short span of time, and then working also with people that you've never come across in life. But it's also important that during this process that we realize that it's not just about an individual person's idea, but it's a collective thing. So everybody has to bring his or her hands together, all hands on deck, and also taking us through the design thinking process was really great, because the resources that were shared really helped us to fine tune our ideas, and also be able to clearly know where we're heading. So in brief, that's what I will share on behalf of my group. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Linda. Great feedback, great insights, and it seems that the experience was positive. And of course, positive experience can have challenges along the way and difficulties along the way. That's part of life. That's part of making change. That's part of innovation. And a final invitation for breakout room 5 to quickly open the microphone and come on stage for a quick feedback. Please remember to give your name, where you're calling from, and a recap in a small capsule of what has happened, what you discussed in your breakout room.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, good evening to you all. And this is Ibrahim, Bangura, calling from Sierra Leone. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clearly. Go right ahead, Ibrahim. Thank you.
All right. Yeah. So I'm from room 5, and what was it's about the challenges we went through and the different people we met and the ideas we had to agree upon. People bringing the different ideas when it comes to ideating and trying to bring solutions to problems. Though at the end we all agree to each other because we are all working to achieve one thing, and which is success. So we try to see how best we can agree to ourselves and see how we can support each other. When anyone brings up an idea, we say, yeah, thumbs up, that's good, that's great. So we bring up those ideas and blend them together to make something great. So but for we had few challenges when it comes to using the Slack. So we had to switch over to WhatsApp. That was so lovely. So we had a beautiful conversation, and the conversation went smoothly and onto the end point of it. And especially, but though we got other challenges when it comes to pitching the idea. So like for me, I had to go out and see how best I could find a very quiet place. But though the kids were around and said, whoa, 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 I was like, hey, please give me the opportunity to do this. And so it was really challenging. It's a process of learning, and I was so happy to be part of this. And this is what I have to say on behalf of my team, Education for All.
Well, thank you very much, Ibrahim, for the insights. And I am, well, of course, I'm not surprised, but I'm nonetheless amazed that all of you, the challenges you're encountering, poor connectivity, time zone differences, technology, availability, different personalities, ideas on the team, that nonetheless you were all able to come together, find a platform. Of course, we had offered or suggested a few platforms to use, but then you are the ones driving the change. Together we're driving the change. So of course it's great to see this sense of empowerment within you that you certainly need in order to move forward and take the great idea, the great solution ideas that I'm sure will come out of this or have come out of this SDG Innovation Challenge forward. As Sylvia, one of our esteemed judges, has mentioned earlier, the 5 Ps, I could hear all of them in your feedback, and this is really great. And I think the 1 more minute that I would like to take, and I invite you all to use the chat function in Zoom, is just to write down in 1 or 2 words or a short phrase if you want, what is one important lesson, the most important lesson maybe that that you're taking away from this SDG Innovation Challenge. And I invite you all to go quickly click on the chat function and just type away the for you, and that can be very personal, important lesson that you want to take forward. 1 minute, I'll be putting myself on mute, and then we're moving on to the final part of this presentation. The texts are coming in, the chats are coming in. Oh, great, keep it coming. I'm sure you're still typing the final word. Please finish your thought. We're just giving it 10 more seconds because we have one more really important item in our agenda, and I want to make sure that we get to it before we're all probably falling from our chairs after the 50 hours of virtual innovation. So please finish your thought, and in the meantime, I would like to invite my dear colleague Kobana from Tech Farm Hub Ghana on the stage, who will be taking the next and probably most important and most relevant, most interesting piece, because the SDG Innovation Challenge is just the starting, or was just the starting point, and what's ahead, Kobana will introduce that with us, to us, sorry, and take us onward to the next journey. Kobana, over to you.
Thank you very much for the opportunity to be part of this invigorating platform. And I want to congratulate every one of us who have made it possible for us all to get to this particular point. This is the last sprint, and it looks like if we are to be running by now, all of us should be tired, but still we're pushing going forward. And I want to congratulate every one of us who have made it possible this way. So far, so very good. I want to just bring the SDG Innovation Challenge statistics and overlook of things that have happened since we ignited this whole process. A quick review, we had about 250 applications that were received between the 20th and 25th of October. And between that, we had internal sifting out process. And so we had the opportunity of having 90 selected participants. And these 90 came from all the 250 background initially applied for. And between 26th and 28th, we started a grand opening, and then we had the team formation activation, where I believe many people from the initial beginnings were wondering, how are we really going to be doing this? Well, believe you me, all of us have come this journey, and we are now excited about what we have been able to do when it comes to even building teams together. In between it, we've also had the opportunity of having most people who formed teams bring in their submissions. Now we had about 11 different teams, out of which about 53, 54 people constituted those 11 different teams. And so at the point of submission, we are expecting that all these 11 different teams are going to make their submissions, and upon which our esteemed judges will be using as basis to do their analysis and final recommendations. We are looking forward that after this particular phase, there has to be a way forward, and we are here to stay. So what are we going to be doing in the next few days coming? Well, from tomorrow, 29th of October, 2020, the SDG Innovation Challenge 2020 will be going through the phase where the judges and they will be having their key input. They'll be reviewing all the videos and audios and the submission forms that have been put together by our various teams. They'll be reviewing it and giving their input as to who will finally come out as the esteemed winners. And so if you're out there and wondering what we are going to be doing, that is one key thing that we'll be doing in the next few days coming, beginning tomorrow. As well, tomorrow we'll be having a part of a monitoring evaluation process. The SDG Innovation Challenge has come to stay. This is the maiden edition, but be rest assured that it's going to be coming every now and then, probably every year. And to do that, we need your feedback as participants, as judges, as mentors. We need your feedback to be able to build on what we have been able to start. So stick and stay with us on Slack, where we are doing most of our official communications. Stick and stay with us through our email shared folders, through our Google Drive shared folders, where we'll be hoping to share some forms, online forms with you. Would encourage you to fill it with and give us your feedback to enable us to make it better whilst we're going forward. So tomorrow, 29th, there will be a shared folder where you can fill in your input regarding what your observations are, your comments, the things you hope to see going forward for the SDG Innovation Challenge. And then come to think about it, our judges are working for a couple of days, but by between the 2nd and the 3rd of November, their work would be done. And they will present their work to us, or for us to know who is going to go to the next level. So we are anticipating that by the 4th of November, if you are part of the exclusive 3 who will be winning the first SDG Innovation Challenge, be rest assured that you'll get an email. And of course, our Slack platform will still be active. And so we'll definitely be announcing it for all our participants and mentors to have a first-hand information as to how and who came out of the lot as the winners of the maiden SDG Innovation Challenge. If you win, what next? Well, on the 5th of November, 2020, the SDG Innovation Challenge is a part of a whole activity that is going on under the 3rd African Youth SDG Summit. The African Youth SDG Summit is the biggest SDG conference on the continent of Africa, which brings along all the major stakeholders, including governments, including youth, including civil society, including the major players in the international development space who push the agenda for the Decade of Action to happen actively in our part of the world. So be definite that if you are a winner on that great platform on the 5th of November, your group, your team, and your innovative idea will be showcased to the world. And we are looking forward that will be a good start for many more opportunities that could come your way as winners of what is going to come. And hey, if you win, someone would ask, what goes into the package of win? Well, there's a lot of beautiful opportunities that is coming through. One of them, business modeling and registration. Organizers and partners within this project acknowledge the fact that this is an ideathon. There's a marathon that has given us the opportunity to build ideas at its maximum innovative platform. Now we need to convert ideas into reality. And so what we intend to do is that whatever the idea is, if we are implementing it, we're going to help you to mold it into a solid, marketable, market-driven approach that solves problems and also makes it profitable in a way for you as a team. So definitely we'll be helping you to model your businesses. And of course, statutory registrations are one of the key things that makes a lot of young people, a lot of innovators get locked up. We want to release you and release your ideas to become change-making, effective and impactful activities. And so definitely we'll help you through your registration processes, regardless of the territory that you find yourself in. Awesome opportunity to get recommendations to investment matchmaking platforms. And in this case, I'll connect it with the SDG Innovation Fund. There is something that is going to be launched by key partners in this platform and beyond. And we believe that it's going to be one of the ways by which as partners and as participants, you're going to be exposed to the opportunity of getting your ideas supported beyond this project. There are key opportunities when it comes to investment. And we know that if you're going to bring on board innovative ideas that can have local, national, and continental effect, then definitely there are people that have the opportunity and the resources to back it up. Don't forget the how ideas is not just ideas, it is proven and able to push for activity related ideas that we're going to do. So definitely if you can solve the problems, then there will be people and resources to back it up for you. Going forward, we definitely are looking to have a business incubation and pro bono mentorship. As you all know, there are mentors on standby as we're talking, and they are global, experienced experts and professionals who are bringing in key opportunities that you wouldn't get on the silver platter. What we are trying to say is that during the period after this, what we call the post SDG Innovation Challenge activities, winners will be taken through mentorship and business incubation strategies, business incubation and modeling opportunities. And if you go through the list of mentors that we have, you'll get to realize that there's quality on the table and there's quality of minds who are willing to make whatever it is, the idea that you come up with that will end up being a winner, a real impactful one. And most definitely, we've been talking about digital literacy, which is the way forward, because all of us have used this platform as an opportunity to understand how best to upscale what we have been doing with our digital devices and our technological opportunities. What we are going to do as going forward is to help all of us to come up to speed with some of the technological tools and digital skills that needs to position our ideas to become marketable and to have the impacts that we're anticipating it's going to come up with. So together, all together, we've all done a good job. Looking at the journey that we've come, 50 hours and counting is really something that we have to congratulate all ourselves for. And we have the opportunity to build this going forward. And so be expectant that you make your inputs when we are asking for your feedbacks. Together, all this, I want to thank you all for the opportunity. Over to you, Lars.
Thank you very much, Govina. And I think you left the bar where it should be, pointing forward, pointing outward, and there's really not much more to be said as part of this meeting. There's two things, two quotes that mean a lot to me and that I would want to share with you. First of all, of course, the congratulations SDG Innovators were officially through the 50-hour innovation marathon, which is fabulous. And many of you are here. You have brought the challenge, you have accepted the challenge days back, and you have brought it to a successful completion. And that is also where one of my favorite quotes from Margaret Mead comes in. Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens, you can replace it with people or human beings, can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has. And I hear some applause.
That has ever changed the world. Sorry to interrupt, Lars. I love the phrase.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you. Well, cheer along. That's the idea. And because I think we're just a few people here, and we started out with 90, 55, approximately 55 people actually made it through. But nonetheless, it's not the quantity. It's many times the quality that matters. And we as innovators, and you as innovators, you as inspiration to others, you will make that change, and you will make the propel and propose and propone the change going forward. And that's where, again, people comes in. That's where the planet comes in. That's where prosperity comes in, because we don't want to leave people behind. We may at some point we may have to let go, but it doesn't mean leaving people behind, because we keep inspiring, we keep activating, we keep empowering communities, which actually means that leaving behind is part of empowerment, because that means that people can and are able to take charge of their own situation and their own prosperity, peace, partnerships. All of that comes in. And there's the other thing that comes, the I don't want to call it the downside of innovation or entrepreneurship and social entrepreneurship, but certainly I will be turning 40 years this year, so I'm not as young anymore. I may look it, but one of the things that is a lesson in life, and that is a lesson in work, and that is a lesson across the board, is whatever challenge we take. And I think Gregory mentioned this earlier, or one of the judges, I don't recall who it was, and pardon me for the gap in mind. But whatever solution we come up with, there will be more problems coming out of it. Somebody, an ancient Greek philosopher used to say, I know that I know nothing, because that means, and he knew a lot, but knowing a lot means that there's so much more to know. And here is, I would love to call him my good friend Nelson Mandela, but that is certainly not the case. I never had the honor or pleasure or joy to meet him. I was in South Africa once and had the opportunity to actually be at his dwelling and got to know the place where he lived. So very inspiring. And he used to say multiple times, but I think it was in 1994 when he actually said, when you climb up high mountains, you see a myriad of mountains which you need to climb up again. So that means whatever challenge you take and whatever success you celebrate, and it's important to celebrate successes. We're here celebrating our first success, but there's more challenges ahead. There's more journey ahead. There's more hardship ahead. There's more frustration ahead. And at the same time, more celebrations as well, because we take each challenge at a time and celebrate the successes and take people with us. So with that said, I'm finished. I was about to say I'm done, which is also the case, but I have finished, I have spoken, and I really, really, really invite you all to stay engaged, keep in touch. You have started to build community, and the SDG Innovation Challenge is not just about, the business or the entrepreneurial idea that comes out of it. A big part of it is building this community, of young, committed change agents across Africa, across the world. You can tell I'm not African. I'm based in Chile. I am from Germany originally, but nonetheless, we're all human beings connected on this world, global citizens. So that's what drives us. So that's what unites us. And I can only invite you to stay on board, to keep innovating, to keep collaborating, to keep inspiring. And thank you so much for participating. We will do the due diligence, of course, as part of the organizing the materials, a little bit of backstage cleaning up, etc. That's part of the deal. But nonetheless, you should take the opportunity, the evening, to celebrate and enjoy the success. 15 hours has not been a short time, and we've made it. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you to my dear colleagues also of co-organizers. Thank you to the judges joining us, and your work is still ahead, so don't quite celebrate yet. I may as well, up to you. And thank you, of course, also to the mentors who have joined us throughout the 50 hours of innovation, and who will be staying with us and staying with you really throughout going forward. And thank you to all the participants, to all the SDG innovators for accepting the challenge and flying with it. It's been a joy, and we look forward to keep working with you going forward. Thank you, everybody, and have a lovely rest of your day, evening, night, whatever time zone you're in.
Thank you very
Thank
much,
you,
Lars.
Lars.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
Ciao.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Ciao.
Bye. Bye.